Very good morning, cadets. Hope you are all doing well. In the last class, we were discussing about question and answers, chapter related question and answer of chapter number 5, that is rulers and buildings. Chapter number 5 mainly dealt with the various aspects of the styles of building construction. Okay, so today let's continue from the question number. We are already discussed question number 1, we discussed 2 also we discussed, that is what is shikara. I told here you can elaborate this answer with giving enough examples. Question number 3, char bagh, also I discussed in detail. Char bagh, char means four partitions, the style of construction of Mughal gardens. Okay. Question number 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, let us move to question number 5. How did a temple communicate the importance of king? I discussed in detail about the construction of temple was considered as prestigious for the king. When king or a kingdom is very wealthy and rich, in such cases very huge temples were constructed, because temples were shown as the sign of prosperity. So, how did a temple communicate the importance of a king? Answer to this question: the temple communicate the importance of a king as they were meant to demonstrate the power, wealth and devotion pattern. Second, it helps the kings to appear like a god, and as the king took the god's name because it was auspicious. So, king took the name of a god. Take for example, Rajaraja Chola constructed temple of Rajarajeshwara. So, now you see the name of a god and king resembles here. So, why the king took God's name? Because the God's name was very auspicious. So, that's the reason. Third, it also gave a chance to a king to proclaim the close relationship with God. Why a king should associate himself with the God? This is what we speak about natural acceptance. Means king wished to speak a language, or king wished to proclaim that he is an agent of God. So since he is an agent of God, he should be respected. If you read the European history, in the European history there is a famous theory called papal bull, and along with that there is a theory called divine origin theory. According to the divine origin theory in European continent, in Europe it was told to the people that king is divine origin. Means king is an agent of God, he is an origin of God, from the God. That's what we speak about divine origin. So king is a divine origin, so people should naturally accept the rule. Means people should not protest against the king. Protesting against the king is as good as you are going against the God. So this was the theory. It was not practiced only in India, even in European countries. The divine origin theory, when you reach class 10th, when you study about French Revolution, definitely you will come across the theory called divine origin theory. So divine origin theory explains that king is definitely an agent of God. The same thing here also. So king always wished to proclaim his close relationship with the god. The temple was a miniature model of the world ruled by king and his allies, means his friends group. They worshipped their deities together in a royal temple. It seemed as if they brought the just rule of the gods on earth. So king wished to proclaim that he is ruling according to the natural law of justice. What is the natural law of justice? Means providing justice for all. This natural law of justice is also discussed in detail in the European history. When you study about Rousseau, Montesquieu, John Locke, Thomas Hobbes, there is enough explanation about the law of justice. Hope you have completed and understood why king always wished to connect with the god. Question number 6. An inscription in Shah Jahan's Diwan-e-Khas in Delhi stated, if there is a paradise on the earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. How was this image created? Now you see, this is what we speak about self-proclamation or self-glorification. So Shah Jahan, during the time of Shah Jahan, an inscription explains that if there is a paradise exists, or the heaven paradise exists on this earth, then definitely it is Delhi or the rule of Shah Jahan. It is here, it is here, it is here. How was this image created? Let us check the answer. During Shah Jahan's reign, the different elements of Mughal architecture were fused together in a grand harmonious synthesis. So, Indo-Islamic architecture, the synthesis or mixing of Indian as well as Islamic architecture, was one of the major development took place during the time of Shah Jahan. And whichever the buildings constructed by Shah Jahan, they were known for their grand appearance. So the grand appearance and the mixing of Indo-Islamic architecture was considered as one of the major element in the construction of during the period of Shah Jahan. Second, Shah Jahan's audience hall were specially constructed to resemble a mosque. So what happened? Why Shah Jahan's courtyards or the audience hall? Audience hall means where the subjects or the people come and gather and the king is seated in the center. And most of the time the king is seated in the center and facing towards Mecca. I explained to you that when we discussed about a mosque. So generally the main door of a mosque is towards the direction of Mecca. I am showing you a picture here. You see, this is the main door of this. So this main door of any mosque is towards Mecca, which is very, very holy place for Muslims. So Shah Jahan's audience hall was resembling a mosque. So he wanted to proclaim himself that he is a lawgiver. He is a lawgiver, or he is an agent of God on the earth. That is the reason why his all halls resembled. Third, the pedestal on which throne was placed was frequently described as Qibla, which means the direction of a Muslim prayer, as everybody faced to the direction in the court session. This I explained to you that they always connected or shown this towards Mecca. The idea of king as the representative of God on the earth suggested by these architectural features. So, what is the idea? Idea was to show that the king is an agent of or representative of God on earth. So, respecting king is a natural duty of the subject because king is an agent of God. Since the king is an agent of God, no person was allowed to oppose the king. Therefore, by means of architectural style, this image was created. So, how the image was created? Image was created by constructing grand and harmonious and huge buildings, and the most of the audience halls were resembling the mosque. So, when somebody is sitting in the mosque, should feel that he is sitting in a place where generally the grace of God is there, and most of the time the facing towards the direction of Mecca. So, these are all carefully made features. Let us move to the question number 7. How did Mughal court suggest that everyone, the rich and poor, the powerful and the weak, receives justice equally from the emperor? Let us check the answer. The Mughal code suggests that everyone, the rich and the poor, the powerful and the weak, received justice equally from the emperor. How? First one, the architectural features which highlighted the idea of king as a representative of God on earth. Second, the connection between royal justice and imperial court was emphasized by Shah Jahan in his newly constructed court in the Red Fort, that is at Delhi. There were a series of Pittura Dura inlays behind the emperor which depicted that legendary Greek god Opus playing the lute, maybe flute. The construction of audience hall aimed to communicate that the king's justice would treat the high and low as equals, creating a world where all could live together with or in harmony. So this is the answer for question number 7. Let us move to the question number 8. Hope you are all completed till now. Okay. What role did Yamuna play in the layout of Mughal city at Shahjahanabad? We studied about the role of river Yamuna and how Shah Jahan categorically had a layout of the city on the river bank of river Yamuna. Let us see the answer. The role of Yamuna in the layout of new Mughal city at Shahjahanabad. The first one, the imperial palace commanded in the front of river Yamuna in the city of Shahjahanabad in Delhi. Only specially favored nobles were given access to the river. Means all were not allowed to use a river for their daily work. Third, all others has to construct their home in the city away from the river Yamuna. Fourth, the access to the river Yamuna to the nobles were controlled by developing architectural forms. So, construction of buildings is another way in which the Mughal king wanted to block the entry of common man to get the access of river Yamuna. So, he wanted to maintain that the river Yamuna is an exclusive property of a royal family or family of Shah Jahan or Mughals. So this is how the layout of the city was designed by them, which we studied. Once again, I'll show you that picture. This is the picture which, okay. So this is how the layout. So in this layout, it is very clearly said that in this side of the river bank of Yamuna, only rich and nobles were allowed to stay, means king's close associates. On the opposite side of them, only the others were allowed, but these were not had an access to river Yamuna. This is how the town planning of Shahjahanabad was done by Mughal king Shah Jahan. Okay, this you have to write answer of your own. The rich and powerful construct large house today in the way where construction of a king and their countries in the different in the past. Rich and powerful construct large house today. In what ways were construction of kings and their courtiers different from the past? Look at the figure number 4. How could that building be constructed faster today? So this is also your right answer of your own. Find out whether there is a statue of or a memorial of a great person in your village or town. Take for example, in Bijapur we can see the statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji. We can see the statue of Basaveshwara. So like that, in your village you have to find out, is there any statue or a memorial of a great person of your town? Why was it placed there? What are the purpose does it serve? So this you have to write your own. Means in your village there may be a statue of a soldier, martyred soldier, or a statue of somebody, someone. Definitely one or other statue will be there in each and every village or a small town. So it is you have to find out such place, and you have to write what is the purpose of such statues in that particular place. 12th one is an activity. Once again, visit and describe any park or garden in your neighborhood. In what ways it is similar or different from the gardens of Mughals? Char Bagh is a designing layout of garden. So you have to visit any garden. Those are near to Almaty, you can visit Almaty Krishna Garden or other beautiful gardens, that is Butterfly Garden is there in Almaty. So visit garden once the corona is over, and after that compare the garden style of style of gardening, difference between Mughals as well as the today's gardening style. So these are the question and answers of the chapter number 5. So question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is an activity which you have to do. This is also an activity which you have to do. Okay cadets, with this we completed question and answers of chapter number 6, that is rulers and buildings. Chapter number 6, that is rulers and building, chapter number 6 completed. Okay, in the next class I will quickly go through revision of this chapter, means what we studied in this chapter we quickly revise. Even though I have done many times, I know the viewership of videos gone down sharply. I don't know, maybe because of various reasons, but still I request you to write down all the points which are displayed in the PowerPoint presentation so that you understand chapter in a better manner. Take care. Wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.